So we were added into this group. This was probably like the third or fourth group that I was added into by this particular person. But this particular group was for women who were struggling mentally, like women who had mental illnesses, or just women who, just was going through some stuff and they needed a community or whatever. So she invited me. She sent me I don't remember. Oh yeah, it was on GroupMe at first. And then I think something happened on that GroupMe situation. I think somebody got into it or whatever, but I wasn't present, so I didn't know. But we just randomly, she created a Marco Polo group, which is like a video thing where you could talk to people or whatever. So we were all, well, not all, everybody that wanted to move to the Marco Polo group moved to it. So, we moved to the group. We're talking about all the stuff that we went through and all of this stuff. I forgot how many of us it was at first. I'll say between 12 and 15 girls. But like as time went on, like people was, dropping out of it. People was coming out. And people were being added into it. Because Van was added a little later. It wasn't that late, but a little later than we were in it. So, by the way, which is how I met her.
I was in
the GroupMe.
The GroupMe. I was in the GroupMe. I wasn't there long before it disbanded, and I was added to the Marco one.
That's a good thing the cult brought y'all together. But Boonie, go ahead.
Okay, so we were in the group. It was I'll say like 10 girls at this point. At the point where we decided we weren't going to add anybody else. Well, I said that. Nobody else, everybody else was like, we good with whatever we got, but if you add somebody, cool. I said don't add nobody else. But that didn't happen. So, we were, like I said, we were in the group. We were helping each other get through certain things or whatever things that we were going through or whatever. And it was over the course of some years. So years later, there was, before this happened, I think before the girl was added, I started to have feelings about everything that was going on. So I would talk to Van about it to make sure I wasn't tripping, like, dang, am I tripping? But this is how I feel. I could feel in the air that the group was going to end, but I didn't know how it was going to end. Like, before everything went down, I kind of had that feeling. I was like, Van, I feel like, we was in the middle of planning a trip. Was that after the girl thing or before?
Couldn't unmute. That was after.
Okay, so we planned the trip after that. Okay, so I'm gonna start from there. So this girl was added to the group, and immediately she had a lot of issues that we were trying to help her through or whatever. And she was in a situation that she felt was unsafe for her. So she was talking to us about it. And so we were telling her that she needed to get out of the situation because it wasn't safe. Like, you're telling us this, you're telling us that. You need to leave before something happens. So she was moving kind of slow, but at the same time, the type of friends that we were kind of trying to help her. Okay, you said this going on, let's get you out of the house tonight. She said she didn't have any money. So we all came together and put some money. I think Van was like away. Was you in the group at this time?
No, I was in the group and everybody was putting their money up, and I had my money and I was going to send it to you. So, okay, so I was away for a little while, but then I came back and I noticed some shit was going on, and I was like, all right, well, I got some money. I'm gonna send it to Boonie to send to the other spot, right. But he told me hold off, and y'all told me don't do it just yet, and that's how that went.
Yeah, but anyway, they ended up still sending me their money so she could get a hotel room or whatever. So, but at the same time, because I was always the person that was always like looking at what was not said, because people be saying stuff, but what was not said is more important. And so I always look at that. So they sent me the money or whatever. I was supposed to give it to her on PayPal. Some of them I think most of them cashed app it to me. But because of how I was feeling, I didn't send the money to her, because when we were talking to her, she was kind of giving us the runaround. We like, leave now, we gonna call you an Uber, just go out, wait at the drive-through, whatever, because I think she was outside talking to us. We gonna call you an Uber. But she was talking slow, and then I feel like at the end of the night she was like, I'm gonna stay, and then when I go to work tomorrow, then I'm gonna get the room. Like, I'm not gonna come back. I'm gonna go to work and I'm not gonna come back, but I'm gonna stay the night. And so when she said that, I was like, like, why would you do that? Like, if you're in a dangerous situation, you getting help, why don't you want to leave now? So I'm like, okay, I ain't sending this money. So I think what ended up happening that night, I know I didn't send the money, and we somehow got off the call or whatever. So the next day, when we woke up or whatever, this junk took my whole day. That's why I was so pissed. Like, this junk took up my whole day. So the next day when we woke up, I think before anything could go down, I think she was in there talking. She was like, I'm at work, and she was like, I'm gonna get the room or whatever. Just go ahead and send me the money or whatever. And I think she mentioned that she was getting paid too. But I think I don't remember if she mentioned it before or after they I think she mentioned it that day, like the next morning. So I was like, I'm not doing it. So I created a group on the side in Marco, and I added the girls that I felt like I could talk to and that would listen. So I'm like, I ain't sending this money because this don't sound right to me. It don't feel right to me, because when we were talking about getting her the hotel room, she done picked the room. Like, she was like trying to live luxurious off of some money that people was giving to help her. And like,
the thing was, picked one room that was affordable.
right.
And when I say affordable, I don't mean affordable like we couldn't give her enough money. No, it was affordable to where she could have stayed for days or at least a week. And then the very next day, she sent us a screenshot that she reserved a room that was like $200 a night. And we was like
that ain't that's not what we agreed on. So like, why? So like, why you doing that or whatever? And so when I saw the screenshot, I'm like, something up with this. Oh, so and I created the group on the side, which I hated, because y'all know any problem that I got with anybody, I'm gonna talk directly to you. But at the same time, she ain't my friend. Like, they're all the viewers friends. I know.
To all the viewers I know.
I'm gonna say it like this: we have never done that before, ever. Never created a group on the side. We never talked to each other on the side. It's always right there in front where everybody can see. But when this shit started going on, it was like, pause.
Yeah, because I created a group aside, because the person, I ain't gonna call her name or whatever, the person that created the group or whatever, I wanted to talk to them aside from her, because I knew she wouldn't. I've known her a lot longer than they did. I knew she wasn't gonna listen. So I talked to them first. I was like, because she not the only person giving her money. All of us giving our money too. So I was like, y'all don't think nothing wrong with this? Like, y'all cool with me sending this girl y'all money? Like, she done changed the room. She was procrastinating about leaving. We tried to get her to go or whatever. Like, y'all don't think nothing wrong. And then that's what everybody was like, yeah, like, this is how I feel, this is how I feel. And I'm like, bruh, if this is how y'all feel, why would y'all go like send this girl y'all money? But anyways,
that's where I came in.
Yeah, well, anyways, we talked for a long time, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna add Van to this group, because I need somebody. Because I know Van gonna keep it real. So I added her, and I asked her whatever. We kind of explained to her why we created the group, and she was like, oh yeah, I feel the same way. Basically, like, yeah, something up with that. Y'all shouldn't give her y'all money, whatever. We need to talk to the girl that created the group in the first place. And so we did. I created another group. I created another group with us and the girl that created the group in the first place. And we're telling her how we feel. She going back and forth with us like, no, I don't think that's what it is. I really think that this is what's going on. She really need our help, whatever. We spent all day trying to convince her, somebody that we were friends with for years, that this new person, well, she was new to us. I don't know what their relationship was, but now when I think about that situation, I'd be like, I don't know. They probably was closer than we thought. I don't know what their relationship was before or whatever, but we just met her, like she came straight into the group with like issues where she needed us to give money and do stuff like that. I say that don't sit well with me. Like, you don't even know us and you like expecting money, you expecting this type of help. So they gave me the money and I was like, I had already decided, I don't care what they say, I'm not sending this money. I do not care. Y'all shouldn't have gave it to me if y'all wanted it to go to her. It ain't going to her. That's how I was. Like, no. But we spent all day trying to convince her, it basically was like being in court. We had to present a case to her. This is what happened. This was like, and I was over it. I was like, bro, why are we doing this? We're friends. You ain't gonna listen. You think we lying? Like, you don't gonna listen to what we said? Like, I started feeling some type of way about it. And I was like, and she was like, I forgot what happened. I think we got into a little argument. I was like, look, if you don't kick her out this group, I'm leaving. It's either me or her, basically. Like, and this is my first time having to do something like that.
She thanked us for telling her how we all felt and everything, and she was glad that we was able to come together and come to a decision, and she would hate to have to do that to the girl and whatnot. And that is when you mentioned just kicking her out, and of course I followed behind, and I was like, yeah, like, yeah, she don't need to be here, because
I was like, she gotta go because she affecting us. Like, we sitting here on side groups talking about somebody that we don't even know. Like, I would have said this in front of her, but I ain't knew her like that.
No, that's what happened. She ended up before we said she had to go, we told her, she was like, all right, if that's what y'all want to do, then I guess that's what we're gonna have to do. I hate to do it because I don't think that she doing this, that, and the third, but if y'all agree, y'all think that's what we should do, then that's what we'll do. And we was like, all right, cool, we all on the same accord. Then we got in the group and she removed her from the group, which we thought that meant she was gone, just for her to send us screenshots of them texting back and forth. And the girl was like, I mean, just saying all kinds of stuff, just making up all kinds of extra excuses of, I'm leaving tonight, I'm going to the room, I really appreciated y'all for trying to help me. And then fucked up and said that she was with the person that we were trying to get her to get away from. And we was like, yeah, see, this is why we were saying that she needed to be removed from the group. Like, this is why.
Yeah, like, she went back to the house or something like that, she said. I'm like, bruh, and why are you telling us this?
Brought him with her.
Why you still talking to us about this? We removed her. She's gone. Let's move on. Like, but that's not what happened. She just kept telling us like, oh, she said this, she said that. Okay, I understand that y'all don't want to send y'all money, but I'm still gonna send her my money. So Boonie, could you please send her my money? And I was like, at first I was like, I ain't sending nobody money. And I was like, you know what? I'm sending it because I'm gonna prove to her that this girl is full of it. So I sent it.
The whole
then
thing?
she could no, I sent her part. I ain't sent ours. I sent everybody else money back to them. But right after that, y'all was right. look what like I sent my money, look what she said, sending us the messages and stuff like that. And I'm just like,
What was the messages?
basically her, I don't even remember to say it's true.
She got the money from her, took the money, went and got the room like we had originally planned. But when she went back to go get her stuff, she went and got some of her stuff and brought the person we was trying to get her to get away from with her, and was like, they come to get me, his sister coming to get me and get my stuff. And we was like, why are you talking to them? Like, we did all this to try to get you away from them. Why are you even talking to them? So, and she was like, his sister finna come get us. And we're like, us? Who is us? And she was like, yeah, he with me. And we're like,
Exactly.
we knew someone adding up.
Yeah, that just kind of like, it had me heated. I was more so upset with our friend, because I'm like, bro, we've known you for years, and plus you could ask everybody in this house. When I get mad about something, everybody in my family gonna know about it. You can ask everybody in this house. I was talking about that junk because that junk pissed me off so much. But anyways, fast forward to when we started planning the trip. So we started planning the trip, and I told Van, I'm like, yeah, I kind of feel like something is gonna happen. I'm like, I'm gonna still plan the trip. I'm gonna still send my money and everything. We were planning to go to Louisiana. We booked the Airbnb. Me and the girl that created the group, we put our money up because we needed a down payment. So we split it in half or something like that. We ended up splitting it in half and paid it. Right. So we planning this trip, and I'm like, man, something just feel off to me. I feel like, yeah, we not this gonna end type of thing. And I was telling Van this or whatever, but I wasn't telling nobody else. Because I didn't want to be the negative person in the group, always thinking something wrong, because that's pretty much how it seemed, at least to me. It seemed like that.
And she wasn't coming to be messy. She was just asking me questions like, I'm feeling this. Am I going crazy? Or, do you think I'm in the wrong for this, that? Do you think this is what? Because she didn't feel like anybody was doing her wrong or anybody in the group was wrong. Right. She felt like she was going crazy. So she wanted to make sure she wasn't tripping.
That gonna make sense later. Like, I definitely felt like I was going crazy. Like she said, like, I was depressed and everything. Everybody else in the group, usually when they have issues, they step away. Wait.
Ooh, hold on, my chest. Hello. All right, my bad. I had to get myself together. Go ahead, continue.
Boy, you stupid. Anyway, like I was saying, usually whenever we have moments where we like depressed to the point that we don't really want to deal with each other, we step away. I'm usually the person in the group that never does that. I will make myself available to everybody. Okay, I'm not going to leave, because if they come back, I want them to have somebody to talk to, being typical me, spreading myself thin or whatever. But I decided finally, okay, I'm going to take a break. Everybody else do it. Why can't I do it? So I told them how I've been feeling. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a break from the group because this is how I'm feeling, whatever. Everybody was like, okay, cool. We'll see you when you come back. So, okay. I mute the group. And I'm just, trying to get myself together. Like, I'm trying to get myself together. Like, I'm going through this depression. I'm telling myself, okay, don't put the pressure on yourself to get better real quick. Just let it happen. Just be depressed for a little while and you'll move through it. I didn't even have one day away from that group before she started coming to talk to me about her problems. And she kept doing it. She kept doing it always. I was like, bro, everybody take a break from this group, but I can't. Like, the minute I decided that I would do that, it was like, girl, I understand, but at the same time, it's about me. So I don't know, like, I need help. I don't know what you're going through, but I need help, type of thing. And I'm like, all right, because this person definitely told us that she was diagnosed with mental illnesses. So I feel like we definitely gave her a lot of grace whenever she would do certain things. We definitely gave her grace, and we definitely tried to help her through certain situations when she would go to it. Unfortunately, I was usually the one that she went to. And like it started to get to a point where she would tell me stuff, and then she would come back to the group like immediately after talking to me about something. She would go back to the group and say something totally different. And it kept happening. And I'm like, wait, like what's going on? So I would have conversations with a lot of them on the side, and they would say certain things. And then when they got back together, it would be like they didn't say it. It was crazy, Brent. Like it was crazy. Like I really thought that I was going crazy because of the stuff that kept happening. I'm like, bruh, am I tripping? I kept going to bed. Am I tripping? Like they said this, that, and that. Am I tripping? Because anytime I would go in there and be like, I thought, wait, we just now was talking about this. I thought we said we was gonna do this. What is y'all talking about now? And they would be acting confused. Like, what? Like they was all confused, like, what did you talk about? And then like every time I would say something, the conversation would like die down, everybody would leave. So it got to a point where I stopped doing that. And then I was talking to Van about it on the side. Like I said, I definitely thought that I was going crazy. Fast forward to one day, we was on Facebook, I think, and she posted something like, I don't like people who are brutally honest because you're not honest, you're mean or something like that. Like you're just mean or whatever. I couldn't be friends with that's what she said. I couldn't be friends with people who are brutally honest because that's just mean. Like you're being mean. And I'm like,
no, don't leave out the stuff that led before that.
What? What I left out?
Was doing before that. Okay, so Brent, we were all Facebook friends.
Oh yeah.
So you know when you're Facebook friends.
Pause. For all the viewers just like me, I'm on the edge of my damn seat in the store. Go ahead, Van. Go ahead, continue.
So we are all like only the three of us out of the entire group.
Right.
4, but she wasn't active, like talking about. It's 4 technically, but she wasn't that active. So out of the whole group, the 3 of us were the only ones that had Facebook. So anytime she commented, because we interacted with each other so much on Facebook, anytime she commented, or either one of them commented on each other's stuff, I would always see it on my timeline. And I started noticing a lot. She would be commenting on Boonie shit.
Oh, that happened after the argument. It happened.
This was before, because remember, it led up to the argument. Probably and I was like, because I was like, it was a lot of passive aggressive.
Yeah, she was picking.
That would have shit to do with the post. And I was like, what the fuck?
Like I always say something about like you like if you got good friends, you didn't do this or whatever. And she would just be under the comments like she just would be saying some off the wall stuff. I forgot it was something specific that I said, and she was like, but I said something about not pushing your perspectives off on people, like just listening while you arguing over somebody's comment. And she would just be in there like basically like in so many words saying that I don't do that. Like, oh, like what you talking about? You don't do that. Like you push your perspective off on people all the time. And I'm just like,
you would do shit like
in
that.
What world did I do that?
There is such thing as toxic positivity. And she was like, call me out, why don't you? And it would be comments like that. And I noticed, because she did that to me, but I noticed she was doing it a whole lot to Boonie. I kept like every single post that I saw with Boonie's name, I saw her come, because you know how
Bro, that was annoying.
They won't show the whole comment section. They'll just show that one person's comment unless you click on it. I kept seeing her name on all her posts, and I'm like, I text Boonie. I said, Boonie, are y'all okay? Because I'm seeing a lot. And she was like, I thought I was going crazy. You noticed that too? And I'm like, yeah, I see this all down my timeline. She is under almost all of your posts. Like, what's going on? And she was like, I don't know. And that's what led up
Cause she
to
ain't never said nothing to me directly about it. Like I would address her and she would be like kind of like shrug it off, like whatever type of thing. So she posted this thing saying something about she don't like brutally honest people because they're just mean. And I'm like, but you know, I'm brutally honest, Van brutally honest. You have two friends that are like that. How can you say that? And I'm
and you said
like,
it in our face that we are brutally honest and you
right.
love that about us.
And she was like, I'm talking about people. She just was stuck on the word brutal for some reason. I'm like, bruh, just because it said it's called brutally honest don't mean that it's malicious or you have ill intent or whatever. You just being honest. And then it got to the point where we was going back and forth. It got to the point where she was like, we started talking about venting for some reason. And I was like, I don't even understand venting. I don't get it. I don't get going to somebody and telling them all the stuff that you're going through, but you're not going to do nothing about it. Like you just want to talk. Cause at this point I'm getting annoyed. So she like, oh, like I feel like that really triggered her. She like, oh, so you trying to say every time that I come to you, but she ain't said it. She was just like, what happened? What did she say?
She said if you can't handle somebody,
Oh yeah. Because I was saying like, because when people bring their problems to you, it affects you emotionally, mentally, it affects you too. And she like, well, it shouldn't affect you. If it's affecting you, it's a you problem. I'm like, oh, it's a me problem.
If you love somebody, if something is hurting them, it's gonna hurt you too. It's not gonna hurt you to the same extent, but
That's what I told her too.
Feel some type of way. If you love somebody and you know they are hurting or they're going through something, it's going to affect you in some kind of way.
And she was like, oh,
well, that's a you problem.
That's a you problem. And the crazy thing about it is, it's me and Van having this conversation with her, right?
But she was targeting Boonie.
Whoa. Y'all are you two are probably the most straightforward women I know. And she got both of y'all. Damn.
No,
go ahead.
It was both of us on the post. I was saying exactly what Boonie was saying, but in a different way, and she would skip over me and target Boonie
and just go to the comment. And I'm on the side like, man, she picking at me at this point. She picking at me at this point, and I'm mad because this whole social media going back and forth with these words. I want to fight. You live all the way in Louisiana. I can't fight you all the way from there. Like, I don't like that. I don't like when I can't get my anger out. Like, you pushing all your feelings on me, I can't get it out because I can't touch you. I hate that. Always getting on my nerve, bro.
Targeting me because I'm just a 30-minute drive away.
Exactly. And if I was close, she probably wouldn't have said nothing to what she said, because I would have pulled right up to their house. Like, what,
catch a flight to go be
like, what you mean? Like, I'm like, okay. I said, I'm gonna just not say nothing to her because I can't fight her. I said that exactly to me. I would just not say nothing to her because I can't fight her. So I would just ignore her. So I started ignoring her with the stuff or whatever. So for a while, there was.
Sorry, Bonnie, for the viewers, before anything gets like confusing, it was only that bad because everything that was being said between those two and between the three of us, she told a completely different story to everybody else. Exactly. That's the only reason it's that bad. Like, if it was just something that went on, that would be fine.
It would be fine.
It was told completely different to everybody else that makes it that bad.
Right. So I was like, I'm gonna just ignore her. I ain't gonna say nothing to her. So for a couple of days, it was quiet. This heifer, first, she texted me. Oh no, first she went in the group chat, because I'm pretty sure y'all remember that. She went in the my book club group chat and was like, she said something, and then I responded back, and then she was like, yeah, I got some stuff on my mind. I need to talk to you. I'm a text.
That's what made me leave the book club right then and there. I remember that.
I was like, why would you
I
go to
remember
this
that.
group, bro? You can message me on the side, like what we always do when we talk. Like, why would you put that in there?
I remember that.
So she texted me, we going back and forth. We was going back and forth. And I'm trying to explain certain things to her, but she wasn't paying attention. She wasn't getting it. Cause I do feel like she was manic. I do. She wasn't.
She said she was.
She definitely was. She wasn't accepting nothing I said. So I was like, I'm not about to argue with this girl. The conversation ended up dying down. We went to sleep, whatever. I woke up to a long message basically telling me we shouldn't be friends no more because something about us not being able to come to an agreement, whatever. We shouldn't be friends because we're not serving each other. That was her favorite word to say when she wanted to fake like she was trying to be better.
It was the
This
rose-colored glasses that got her.
This friendship isn't, yeah, because I did say that. But this friendship wasn't serving her anymore. So we shouldn't be friends. And she was like, you're right. I do need a professional and you're not a professional. So I'm gonna go find a professional since I can't talk to you about myself, which I never told her that. Never said that. But that's how she took it. And I'm like, whatever, I'm not responding to this. So I went to the group and I left. I ain't said nothing. I just left the group. And then after a while, here come India. Boonie, like, what happened? Like, why you left the group or whatever? I was like, she said she didn't want to be friends no more. She was like, no, I don't think that's what she said. That's not what she meant or whatever. And I'm like, she definitely told me she didn't want to be friends no more. I said, and she made her decision and she gonna stand on it. I'm not working nothing out. One thing about me, you say stuff like that to me, I want to be friends, you got it forever. Because I told India, I said I don't have nothing to talk to her about. She says she don't want to be friends, so I'm giving her what she wants. She kept trying to explain. I'm like, bro, I already made up my mind, bro. Leave me alone. And then whole time she in the group telling them something completely different. She in the group telling them something completely different. And I never showed them the screenshots until like months later, probably. Because I still was protecting her. I was like, this happened between us. I don't want y'all to treat her a certain type of way because I know she's manic. I know she going through it. She need y'all. I'm not able to deal with this no more. I'm at my limit. I'm good.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. When you said she was manic, people that got issues and they feel like somebody has said or done something wrong to them, it's like a heat-seeking missile. They hone in on that one person when they think it's the issue and stuff. But go ahead and continue with the story because this shit good.
But anyways, like she was talking about me in the group. So, but I didn't know I ain't in this no more. So they ain't really telling me nothing. And then randomly, one of our other friends came and she was mad. She was like, bruh, she said this, that, whatever. We got into an argument, man. I don't mess with her no more. Like, if she ain't friends with you, I ain't gonna be friends with her type of thing. Like, she was mad.
Like, Boonie told me, don't tell me nothing about what's going on.
Yeah, because I told all y'all that. I said, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. I don't want to know what's going on. But she came and she was like, because she's talking about you. I can't stand it. Like, it's getting on my nerves. She's trying to make it seem like you a bad person. I'm leaving. So she left the group. And still, I was like, I told Van, I said, I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna fall back from everybody. Just give me a minute. I need to get myself together. Cause I can be real mean when I ain't together. So I'm like, I ain't want to take it out on y'all. I don't want to come in between y'all friendship with her. Continue to be friends with her. And I kept saying that or whatever. And she was like, bro, I can't do it no more. She was like, I can't, because she steady talk about you. So a while went by without me talking to them or whatever. And I think I went and talked to Van and I was like, I want to create a group, but I don't because that's kind of her thing. And I ain't trying to step on her toes. And she was like, you should create a group or whatever. Like, I don't think nothing wrong with that, whatever. But I still didn't do it right away when she said it. one day I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna create the group. I'm gonna add all of them to the group. And I ended up adding one person that I should not have added in a group because I figured,
completely forgot about that.
yeah. Because I figured,
But
okay, she definitely chose a side.
I forgot that child even existed.
Me too, for a
I
little while.
completely forgot that child even existed.
Me too,
I'm
for a
sitting
little.
there thinking of everybody else. I completely forgot she even existed till now.
But
Well, y'all got
yeah,
me up here sweating.
so I ended up adding her in, and then we started talking. And I named the group. What the heck the name of the group is? Because I still
My girls, bitch.
yeah, that mine, and I put mine in parentheses. And she got mad at the fact that I said that, and she must be went back and told her what I said.
She did. She would go back and say, so Boonie's not in the group at this
Right.
point, but I still am. So after Boonie left, all the stuff that Boonie was hearing isn't half of what was said, but she was making it a big deal. Boonie let it be known, like, I want y'all to still be friends with her because she needs y'all. And I knew that. I was like, all right, look, I even tried talking to the girl on the side, like, look, I understand this is going on with you. If you probably just cool out for a bit, take a break from the group or something. And when you get things together, come back and, we're here for you. We're here to help you. Like, whatever you need, just let us know. And she just act like, nothing wrong, even though she clearly said she was manic. She was like, Van, you the only person that come and talk to me. I knew I could talk to you. I was like, no, hold up, pause. I'm not coming to you because like I'm just here. Like I am concerned for you, but I'm not coming to you like I'm just going to completely ignore everything that you just said and did. Because she came into the group and was talking down. She would not mention Booney's name, but she was talking down hard on Booney as if she was just the scum of earth.
Girl.
Like it was all her fault. And it's one thing when you talk about somebody you don't like no more and it's just that, but we're all friends with Boonie. Boonie ain't did nothing to us, and she ain't did shit to you.
At
So
all. I should have
we're
been
like,
closer. I
where is
could
this
have.
coming from? Because obviously I know the full story. Everybody else don't know the full story. I know the full story. I was there. I know it. I know what happened. And she's in the group making it like Boonie just decided she don't like her. She told her she don't like her. She don't want to be her friend no more. She not gonna
Never
be in
said
the
that.
group. And she was like, let's see who all makes it to the girls trip and da 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 da. And I was just like, what are you talking about? And everybody in the group is like mad confused because they're like, what the hell went on? Like, what happened? And she's like, she don't want to be a part of a group no more. If she don't like me, she could just say that. She had already made it clear she don't like me. And we're like, that bitch loves you. What are you talking about? She loves you. What are you talking about? And I was getting pissed off, but I can't say nothing because Boone told me don't say nothing. So I'm like, look, just if you want to talk about it, because the way she was going about it, it was clear that she was hurt. That's fine. This just ain't the way to go about it. You ain't got to lie. This just ain't the way you go about it. And again, all of us are friends with Booney. So we're all in the group just awkward as fuck. Like, okay, let's change the subject and talk about something else. So I would change the subject every single time she made a video. I would change the subject. And everybody else would try to go along with that subject. And she would come and make another video going in on Booney, who she claims she don't give two fucks about no more, who she claimed does not like her no more. I would change the subject again. And then I started getting side messages from everybody in the group like, what's going on? What happened? And I'm like, y'all, she having an episode. She also hurt because we all know friendship breakups hurt like hell. She's hurt. She's manic. She's going through it. Y'all just deal with it the best way you can. And we gonna get through this. And they like, all right, cool. Go back to the group. We're trying to act like ain't nothing happening. She keep bringing this child up. And finally, everybody else was like, look, if you want to talk about it, talk about it. Like, it's okay. That's what the group is for. We're here to talk about it. And she's like, no, I don't want that. I'm not doing that. I don't care. And we're like, you obviously care. You obviously care. You care. And she just made it awkward for everybody, and nobody wanted to say anything. So finally, one of our other friends came in. She was like, look, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but we're all very uncomfortable in this group right now. You're making things very uncomfortable for the rest of us. So if you want to talk about it, talk about it. If you don't, we highly suggest stop bringing it up because you're making everybody else uncomfortable. Whatever went on, if you want to keep it to yourself, do that. But we're uncomfortable right now. Well, if you're uncomfortable, you can leave. All right. She left. So she left.
After I'm
And I
over
was,
here telling her, don't give up on her. She just was, and I
and
knew it was
then
gonna happen.
not only that, as soon as anybody left the group, she would text them on their phone, start shit, and come to the group and make it like they were starting shit with her. And I mean, bold faced ass lie. Tell the complete opposite of the story. Only reason we know is because once we all figured out, all right, we're not going to be able to be in this group together. We're going to go somewhere else. And we would just be talking. And one girl was like, yeah, she texted me and said this and this and that. And the other girl was like, she texted me and said da 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 da. And I'm like, and she came to the group and said da 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 da. And everybody's story is conflicting. So that's when we start sending screenshots. What happened? What was said? She went on one girl that left the group, she went in on her and was telling like all her personal stuff as if it was a problem. It's like we were here to support each other. And now that you're mad, you're acting like the things that this girl went through was a problem. And I said, it sounds like this group is only good as long as it's supporting you, not the rest of us. And basically, she was like, that's not for you to worry about. And I'm like, all right.
See,
And
that's why I
she
left,
kicked me out
because
the group.
I would have took a flight to Louisiana for real. Like,
It was a lot.
it was a
A
lot.
whole lot.
And then when we finally get in our group, we started talking, but it still took me a while to show them screenshots because I'm a loyal friend. Even if I fall out with you, I ain't gonna tell your business like that. I ain't gonna put you out. I still really wasn't saying nothing to them. I was like, I told them what happened. I finally told them about what happened between us, but I was keeping a lot of stuff to myself or whatever. And it was like
Still
months.
protecting her.
Still protecting her, even though she did all this. And I was like, cause it ain't even really protecting. Like I'm one of those people, if I was friends with you, I'm not gonna put your business out like that. Even if you had beef with me and certain things were said, I'm not gonna because I felt like if I did that, I was turning them against her and I didn't want to do that. So I kept a lot of stuff to myself because I knew she needed them. I knew she was gonna run everybody away. I knew all of that was gonna happen. That's why I kept saying, that's why I kept telling them, just be patient with her. She needs y'all. She going through this. And it was like, I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Look,
I can't
everybody
do it.
else actually left. I didn't leave. I was kicked out. Okay. I didn't leave. I tried. I tried to stay. I was still there. And I logged into my account and the group was gone. So I was like, I went on Facebook. I was blocked. So I was like, I guess we're not friends anymore.
That was crazy. That was crazy. It was a lot. But anyway, moral of the story.
Yeah, like, with the bitches.
We really just I call it a cult. And the reason why I say that when Brent mentioned something about I forgot what you said, but the reason why I call it a cult was because we were all having depressive episodes. Like we were all depressed, extremely. I've had issues with depression, but not as bad as it was when I was in that group. And I was like, I really and truly feel like we were all taking on her emotions, her feelings, her depression, all the stuff she was going through, because as soon as I got out of there, like my life just
I remember the conversation that ended up calling it a cult when you were telling me hints and stuff like that about it. I said, man, this sounds like some Jim Jones shit. Did y'all say? That's exactly what I said. And you said, yeah, that was a cult we was in. I was like, oh shit. But then it makes sense. The reason why I'm saying it makes sense is because I remember you asked me, why did me and my ex-girlfriend at the time left the group? And I told you, I was like, that girl dominating everything that was going on within the like she was just taking over, like
she was very much all eyes on me.
Yeah, so I told you, I was like, why the hell am I gonna stand for some shit like this? Because I'm not gonna sit back. Like, the one thing about me, like, yeah, to all the viewers, me and Boonie may have our little tit for tats here and there and stuff, mainly that because of me. But I'm not gonna sit back and have no full blown power struggle with no woman, because I'm gonna look at you, shake my head, and walk off. And I just left the group before it became what that issue right there was.
Oh, it wasn't gonna happen in that group, and if it was, she wasn't gonna do that in that group.
Nah, you had OGs in that group. Right? You had OGs in that group.
She wasn't gonna do
that. When she contacted one of the other girls and told her to remove herself from the group because she feel like she invading her personal space.
Because she knew what happened, because she was a third party to what really happened, and she didn't want her to be in there because she knew the truth. Mm-hmm. And then she really was trying to turn them against me. Like, I forgot, was that you that said that? I was like, she wanted y'all to not like me. And Van was like, I don't think that's what it. I'm like, nah, she want y'all, because it would justify how she felt. It would validate her feelings if y'all didn't like me. But because y'all still had this loyalty to me, it rubbed her the wrong way, because it's like, now, like, I lost this person that was always there for me. I pushed her away, and I really believe that she knew that it was gonna happen. All of that was gonna happen. Like, y'all was eventually gonna leave and everything.
You were the one that wasn't supposed to turn on her. She said it out of her mouth that she never thought you would be the person that turned out to be however it was she said that you would be. But I was like, okay. So she real life hurt right now, because nothing I would have said mattered. Nothing, anything the other girls would have said mattered. She wouldn't have gave two flying fucks if we would have left. You were the one that wasn't supposed to leave. So for you to do that, you to have a backbone and not take her bullshit, she was just like,
I don't know why she thought that.
Like I'm like, what are you?
That's crazy. I don't even know why she thought that. Like, I was usually the one who was always calling her out, and I got tired of it, because I'm like, bro, I know they see this.
Well, see, what also alarms me, like, and this might piss off a couple of the viewers and stuff. I'm the type of people right there, kill your ass.
I would have beat her up.
No, I'm talking. No, I ain't talking about like fight, but I'm just talking.
I'm just saying.
Like, they just hone on you and become so obsessed with, you know what I mean? Look at, like, if I can't have you, nobody can type mentality.
That was kind of how she was acting. I was like, bro,
that does fit the bill, because remember, she would tell us a lot of stuff about other people just for us to find out it was her. It was almost like a confession, but just putting somebody else in her place. And she was like, this person is just obsessed with this person. It's like, it was you. It was you that was upset.
Yeah, that motherfucker psycho.
Yeah, she did, because, like I said, I've known her longer, but at the same time, me and her, like, when we got in that group, our friendship was consistent. Before that, like, she would call me. We had each other's number. She would call me and certain things like that, but we wasn't talking every day. So I don't get how, if that was the case, I don't get how.
In her head, it was you. Like, you were the best thing that happened to her at that time, and you weren't supposed to go anywhere.
Oh yeah, my time was up, because I couldn't fight you. Now, if I would have been able to fight her, I probably would have been like, okay, we could be friends. I needed to get that energy. I needed to get that energy out of me, and I couldn't. So I left.
Damn,
I
that was a
feel like
good story
trying
time.
to
Yeah.
force her energy on us because there were quite a few times I've talked to her like full on crying in my depression stage. And she's just, taking it in, talking to me and stuff like that. But like you said, I had never, like, y'all came at a perfect time because y'all did help me when I was at my absolute lowest. But a lot of the times that I did do like my full blown crying was around her. And as soon as we was out the group, I haven't had that feeling since. Like
That's what I
ever.
said. I was like, it was her. Like a lot of, like, yeah, we were depressed, we were going through stuff, but most of what we was feeling came from her, because it just got worse. It got so much worse than what it would have been after I left that group. Look at all the stuff that I've done since I left. Well, her.
And that made us want to help her. Like we actually sat there and was telling her, like, look, we're here to help, but we're not gonna deal with your bullshit. Like we understand, like you're going through something, but you ain't gonna just sit here and down talk somebody that we're cool with. Like we're not gonna sit here and take that. So you can either stop talking about it or find something else to do. And well, you can just leave. And she left. It's like, damn.
I really and truly hope she got that professional help,
I
because
don't know, because I made a post on Facebook that was public and she took one of her profiles and liked it.
oh yeah, because she got a bunch of those. She probably still watching me because I ain't got her blocked on everything, but I blocked her. I was like, bro, I can't put my hands on you. You gotta go. That sounds backwards. But if I was able to fight her, I probably would have been like, all right, we done settled this. We could be friends again, type of thing.
After you whoop her ass, like, whoo,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Because sometimes that's what you gotta do. Sometimes.
you gotta put hands on motherfucker, let them know you ain't the one.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do.
Oh Lord,
Hey,
this
look,
was
this is just tough love. That's all.
we passed story time.